Squat jerk is one of the most innovative, but yet technically challenging weightlifting technique in the modern era. Although the split jerk is still much more commonly used across the world, squat jerk has snuck its way into the modern weightlifting era through elite Chinese weightlifters. And the person responsible is Lu Xiaojun. Lifters, you see them adopt and evolve the squat jerk technique to the next level in the training hall. In today's video, I'm going to break down the secrets of the squat jerk, talking about the physics, the technique, and the drills that you can incorporate on your journey to mastering the squat jerk. In the beginning of Olympic weightlifting, athletes had to complete the clean and press. This was before the jerk that we know of today, where the athlete has to do more of a strict press style over their head. This led to a lot of injuries and difficulties in judging, so which later they switched to the jerk. At that time, the split stance was one of the major innovations where they actually used the split stance for the snatch, not only for the split jerk. Until years and years of refinement later, we come to what we commonly see today in the squat snatch, the squat clean, and the split jerk. And this became the gold standard of weightlifting until entirely. His meta breaking technique attracted thousands of people, including myself, into the sport of Olympic weightlifting. And today in the training halls in China, you can see his influence spread to the next generation of athletes, all adopting the squat jerk as a superior method of the overhead jerk. In this video, Lu Xiaojun explained why he favored the squat jerk was because he had difficulty in getting his split stance footwork, and also he wanted to take advantage of his really strong legs. But not a lot of people understand the squat jerk technique. It looks very cool and it's extremely effective, but is it for everybody? First, I'm going to explain the physics of the squat jerk compared to the split jerk. So the split jerk is much more reliable and consistent. This is because the split jerk, when you split your feet out, it gives you a much wider base of support, meaning that you're able to adjust your balance a lot more if the bar path is slightly off during the push-off in the jerk dip. Because the clean is quite heavy and coming up from the clean takes a lot out of your legs, this can take away from the accuracy in the push-off of your jerk. So that's why they adopted the split, giving you much wider base of support to catch a weight overhead. On the other hand, the squat jerk trades off the wider base of support in terms of balance for more load. The narrower stance to receive a squat jerk is extremely demanding on the mobility in the shoulders and hips and requires a tremendous amount of leg strength for a very precise and perfect jerk dip to maintain a straight bar path. And then you would need the coordination and strength to catch the bar overhead and have enough energy in your legs to recover in the standing position. And this is why it's the most technically challenging lift in all of Olympic weightlifting. If you want to incorporate the squat jerk into your training, it's absolutely fine no matter what level you are. But for competition, is a different story. So now I'm going to highlight some requirements you would need if you want to adopt squat jerk as your primary jerk in competition. One is you need elite shoulder and hip mobility. If you're struggling in the overhead squat to get the depth and extension in your shoulders, then squat jerk is going to be extremely challenging and demanding towards that. You also want to have great hip control. And especially in doing these single leg drills, you should be able to pistol squat very deep with your heels on the ground and control your balance. This is because when you're carrying a lot of weight overhead in the squat jerk, you need to have full hip control, not only the mobility, but the control to get deep, support the load, and also stand back up, where balance control is absolutely essential. Ideally, you'll also be able to clean much more heavier than your jerk. For example, I can jerk a lot more than I clean, so there's really no reason for me to adopt the squat jerk because I'm not struggling to hit my split jerks. The limiting factor is my clean, and I'm going to keep working towards that instead of shifting my focus on the squat jerk. And a telltale sign of whether you're going to be a good squat jerker or not is your power jerk. So the power jerk follows a very similar stance than the squat jerk, although much higher, is really telling of the bar path, whether you're able to push the bar in a straight and consistent manner every time. If you're struggling on the power jerks to catching it and maintaining the balance overhead, then squat jerk is probably not the best for you to start on. And being short honestly helps. We see the squat jerk predominantly used in the lightweight men's categories, and the more heavier you go, you see more power jerks and split jerks being used. Being short gives you a mechanical advantage in squatting as it takes less energy, and also you're able to squat deeper and have more balance and control in the overhead. Someone like Shi Ziyong, Lu Xiaojun, and Tian Tao are all below the height of 5'10". So now let's talk about the technical breakdown of the squat jerk technique. The first part is the jerk dip and bar trajectory. If you're looking to do the squat jerk, your jerk dip and push off is more of a sniper shot, compared to if you were to do a split jerk is more like a rifleman. The jerk dip and bar trajectory needs to be as straight and precise as possible for the squat jerk due to the smaller base of support and greater challenge of balance when you're catching overhead in a deep squat. Even the slightest deviation in your jerk dip and push off mess up the rest of your squat jerk. A good litmus test is your power jerk. If you're able to maintain good balance and control in the power jerk, then it'll be more favorable to adopt the squat jerk. Second consideration is the bar height. First, let's rank the minimum bar height for each of our jerk techniques. The minimum height you need for a power jerk is around the hairline level. This is the minimum height you need to successfully catch a power jerk in the overhead position. For the split jerk, it's more around eyebrow to nose level. This is the minimum height you need to receive the split jerk now that your legs are allowed to sink and bend lower to catch a bar overhead. And lastly, we have the squat jerk. The mechanical advantage of the squat jerk is that you don't need to push the bar as high. The minimum height required for the squat jerk is around nose to lip area. This minimum height you need to get yourself under the bar and lock out your arms to catch the weight in the overhead squat position. Lastly is the catch and the recovery. This is all about leg strength and balance control in a deep overhead squat. You want the bar to vertically align with your spine, down with the mid to the heel part of your foot. Any sway or shifting from the balance of your foot can jeopardize the balance of the squat jerk entirely. Your head is slightly tilted forward to counterbalance the weight that is supported behind your neck. If you were to look up, your balance would entirely shift backwards, which will lose the balance in your squat jerk. Okay, here are some drills for you to start practicing if you want to adopt the squat jerk. Starting with the power jerk is one of the progressions you need to work towards building your squat jerk. It's the same mechanics and the techniques towards working in the squat jerk, but just dropping down lower. Next, we have the 3-level squat jerk. First at the power jerk, second at parallel, and then third catching it all the way down in the overhead squats. This allows you to progressively feel the difference in each level of the jerk and adapt your balance accordingly. We also have overhead squats in the jerk grip. This is a good challenge to mobility and hip control to see if you can do some strong overhead squats repetitively, and it's a good way to get familiar with the balance and depth. Another variation that will help with the squat jerk is the behind the neck squat jerks. Instead of in the front rack, you can start your jerk in the back rack position. This is a great drill to get the real feeling of the squat jerk with an easier control in your balance. Because it's not coming from a front rack position, there's less chance of it being off track. So the push off in your jerk dip will be much straighter, allow you to sink and catch the overhead squat in your squat jerk a lot more easier, maintaining the balance. Lastly, our squat jerk recoveries. This is very, very helpful and especially good at building leg strength you need in standing up from the squat jerk. It gives you a great sense of that balance overhead with less risk and challenge, allowing your body to feel what it's really like recovering from a squat jerk in the deepest position. The squat jerk isn't for everybody. It's one of the most challenging and demanding weightlifting techniques to this day. It requires perfect mobility, coordination, and strength to pull it off on a high competitive level. But if you got the right body type, the right training approach, and the right coaches, this could unlock new potential in your jerks. Let me know in the comments below which one you prefer, the squat jerk or the split jerk, and what is the reason you prefer one over the other. Thanks for watching this video, and if you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button as we want to release more and more videos consistently talking about Chinese weightlifting, weightlifting in general, and other stuff that you will want to see. Just comment below about the next video suggestion, and thanks for watching once again.